There we go. Oh yeah, he's soldierish-y. And then, you know, if you do the body, you can make him a little thinner, a little heavier around the waist, like, you know, or you can go a little more bulky. Yeah, I kind of prefer towards the thin, just kind of like a normal looking dude, as normal as Conan guys can look here. You can do some body tattoos. They have a lot of tattoos you can go through. Oh, I got body scar. And everybody, this mark, that tattoo right there, that's very important for the storyline of the game. So don't worry that you see it there. It's supposed to be there. Sword cuts, symbol of Mitra. See, that looks kind of like a normal tattoo there. Oh, if you click that, you got to drop down, but I just kind of cycle through. That looks kind of... Or just no markings. I gotta have something. I like tattoos, so... Kind of like... I like tattoos. I don't like anything that's like super right all over the body. For these guys, at least, you know, real life's different, but ooh, not on the tummy. Self-assurance, no. Bravery, maybe. The lion guard looks like a flower. I don't think so. Maybe with the Mitra protects. Flux. Riches is a gecko. Oh. Property, another gecko. I think I'm getting around here to the ones I've seen. Cut by the bear, saber chop, dagger cuts, yeah. So I'm gonna go with symbol of Mitra. Alright, we'll take that. I'll just leave the eye color, so that's pretty good. Toughest part of the game for me, think of a name. So let me see, I don't know if I've used this before. So now I'm going to hit enter game, and let's see if it likes my name. So I got male Aquilonian Conqueror. Nope, apparently that's already taken. I'm not quite sure what other names would be good. Any ideas for a name, Shadow? And while you're thinking of a name, any ideas for... She said try lion. I think I've used this a couple times. I think that's one my wife uses. Let's try this Calum. Nope, that's used. C-A-E-L. Huh? We'll try this one. Nope, that's taken. Yeah, I know, it's always tough. I don't know why it's so hard to pick a name. And they don't have a random name generator, which is sometimes my saving grace for modifications. I'm just kind of stumped. So what I might do then is do... What about how I could spell Jadrian a little bit differently. Jadrian. Then it would just be Jadrin. Ah, whatever. Oh, wait. Oh, Draven? Oh, okay, let's try that. How do you spell that? Draven. Oh, okay, well... Ah, so close. How about... Because I like it, let's just do a variation. My gosh. People get a name and then they do like I do. You try different ways to spell it different. I'm just trying to think how else maybe you could spell that. Who? K-E-D-I-R, she says. Kadir. We'll go with that. Hey, it's my free-to-play guy. Who cares what he's called, right? Yeah. Okay, so... Wait for this to load up. Now, what we're going to do is there's a starting island, like a little tutorial. I'm going to try and just kind of burn through that as quick as possible, explain what I'm doing along the way. My wife actually has a character who's already on past this little first part, waiting to join me so we can start working through some of the island content. And we've done this island content quite a few times, so it's like, you know, been there, done that. I'm going to skip the little movies. Whenever they give me a chance to skip a movie, I'll skip it because, you know, that's something that you can try. If you've not played Age of Conan, hey, download it, install it, and you can watch the movies. So first of all, it pops up with this little field manual with basic gameplay tutorial knowledge. I'll be your tutorial today, so I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck tutorials and close the book so I don't get all these pop-ups every few seconds. I'm not quite sure if a new person is going to have some claims available, like how I've got claims, but I'm not going to use it because a free-to-play person who's never played before, they're not going to have all this. So I'm going to show you I for inventory. Free-to-play, I looked this up earlier. We're looking at some of the benefits of free-to-play. You don't quite get as many bag spaces as a person who's paying for premium, which kind of sucked because I had bags and stuff that I got claimed from before, and I couldn't use all my bag slots. So anyway, I'll just try and keep my bag slots limited. I mean, you know, if I'm on premium, I should take advantage of everything, but I kind of want a person who would be brand new seeing free-to-play to kind of see what it would be like with some of the restrictions. One thing it says on the free-to-play, your restrictions, you don't have access to all the classes. However, they didn't really specify to me which classes. You would actually have to boot up your free-to-play and go with it. But this is what I had access to. Anyway, as you can see in the character generation, I had like a fancy loincloth, but in the game I'm actually in underwear. So that was one of the things of this game that they're trying to give you a sense of epic. That you come from a slave ship, you're deserted on this island, and they don't make it very clear, but your slave ship actually is attacked, and so you wash up on this beach. And with nothing, I have an oar, so I don't have a sword, nothing. I've got my slave shackles, an oar, and a dirty loincloth. And this is the basic user interface layout of the game. So they do have mods you can find, and if I remember tonight, I'll go to the forums and show you where you can do some research for modifications, which I'm heavily into. But here you've got your health. Enemy health will display over here. One of the unique things about Age of Conan is this is an action MMO. So I've heard that term used quite a few times. If you've watched my Terra beta playing time, that's an action MMO, but they're done a little differently. With Terra, you use your mouse, like your left and right mouse buttons do all the action. Here, it's your keys, 1, 2, 3 on your keyboard. Those buttons actually correspond to which direction your weapon is going to attack. So I can hit somebody on their upper left, overhead, or on the right. Later on, as you progress in your combat knowledge, you'll also, if you're a warrior, get an ability to do 2 more attacks, which will be linked to your Q and E keys, so you have like a lower right and a lower left. This was real important back in the day when they had these combos that you would do. So like if you had a skill here in number 4 and clicked it, you would have to push a series of combo buttons in order to activate the full potential of that ability, and that's where they get the action from. There's no auto attack. Everything you do here is kind of a physics based, so when I swing my sword, I don't lock on to an individual target. My sword just happens to hit whoever is standing in front of me, and that's why these keys right here are so important. We'll show you some combat and explain some other important things of combat. Right now I've got my equipment slot up. Every piece of equipment is kind of 3D. You probably can't see this, but if I hover my mouse, not only do I get the stats, but the picture rotates. And if you can see this here, the loincloth, it rotates. So this is letting you kind of know what the object looks like. You can't preview the item. They don't have it set like some games where you press like your control key and then click an item to see what it looks like on your person. So the best way to tell what equipment looks like is just put your mouse on it, hover it, and see it rotate. So right now this is welcome to the world. 2 pieces of equipment and a beach. So what we're going to do is explore the beach. Now my favorite way of playing, because the combat is already set automatically to these 3 keys here, I don't steer with my WASD. You can, Well, I just rest my fingers right there on the 1, 2, 3 keys, and I steer with my mouse. Just like a lot of other games, you just hold the left and the right and left mouse buttons down together, and you move forward. Now, later, not now, I'm going to go in and keybind and make my middle mouse wheel an auto run, so I can just click my auto mouse run and go. That way I don't have to hold the buttons down all the time. So combat in Age of Conan, if you haven't seen it before, is pretty simple. You have some options where you can like auto lock your person, where as soon as they see an enemy or they're attacked, he'll turn. Now you see I got auto attacked, but I didn't automatically turn. I have those features turned off because if you have your character automatically turn, sometimes it doesn't put you in the most advantageous position to attack multiple enemies. Sometimes if you just kind of stand, like if I had 2 crocodiles, like let's watch. Let's see if I can pull this one too. See, positioning in this game is important. Since you can hit multiple creatures at once, sometimes I'll try and move and kind of maneuver. These two are being stubborn. But I'll try and see how I'm trying to line them up a little bit. Now, when I swing, if you can just line yourself up just right and they cooperate, if you notice, I'm now hitting both of them. But if I had this on auto face and I'm hitting just him alone, my weapon wouldn't be able to hit both of those creatures. So I turn the auto face, I make sure it's off. Alright, I better kill one of these real quick. Better kill them both so I can go back and explain something else about combat, which is super, super important here. Let me kill this one real fast. Okay, it's hard. I'm gonna find one that I can see a little bit better. There's a combat element here that's hard to see against the beach. So let me heal up real quick, and I'm gonna go find. Let me see if I can do one of these guys. Oh, there's 2 up here. Okay, so an important element, and why I'm going to come up here, may be easier to see, is this concept of shields that they have. The creatures that you fight, they have natural defenses, and what they'll do is they recognize how you are attacking them and adapt their defenses, and that's visually represented in the game by shields. So for example, when I first let's say, if I click on and target that crocodile, it might not show up very well on the screen. Alright, here they come. But right here, and above, he might not be able to see it, but those are shields. Basically, your enemy is actively defending. Now if you notice, since I'm hitting him in the head with my upper attack is what I'm doing, he moved one of his defensive shields up top. That means he's defending the upper part of his body more. So now if I attack him on the right side, where he's less defended, he's easier to kill. Most of your enemies, when you first start fighting them, have their shields evenly distributed. They only have 3, so they'll have 1 on each side of his body. So if I just kind of whack this guy in the head enough times, he just shifted more shields up, and now he left his right side exposed, so I can hit the right side and do more damage. And I just leveled up because of it. Now those shields might be a little difficult to see against the sand, so what I'm going to do is finish kind of killing off this stuff. Basically I just run along the beach, both sides of the beach, just to kill things, because I want that experience. I want to level up as much as possible. So I'm going to run. Now what did I pick up? Hit my inventory. Just some crocodile teeth and some... I didn't even get any coins. Apparently these crocodiles don't swallow coins. So here's something that if you do start, the water. This is a game at least where you can swim in the water. Very immersive. I don't have all the graphics turned up. I'll just point that out. But anyway, down here next to your ship that's sunk, right in the water, there's a treasure chest. So there you go. There's a little spoiler for you if you've never seen that before. Treasure chest. And now there's a lady with a exclamation mark. She's a quest person, but I'm going to come back to her later. I'm going to explore the other side of the island. And there's one of the dead people that washed up. He's got flies. So what I gotta do now is try to get some equipment for this guy, because his stuff really sucks.